Story 1. Be careful of who you vent to at work. Just because they listen or show some empathy, it doesn't mean that they are your friend or have your best interests at heart. Story 2. Don't let stuff pile up. Bills, tasks on your to-do list, cleaning, low tires, engine light on, etc. It sounds basic, but getting stuff done as soon as it comes up, as soon as possible, lowers stress and makes life way easier. Stuff doesn't just go away, and getting it done quickly removes piles of stuff later. Story 3. A piece of adult advice I wish I had known sooner is that it's okay to say no without feeling guilty. Setting boundaries is crucial for maintaining your mental and emotional well-being, and it's not selfish to prioritize your needs. Learning that you don't have to explain or justify your reasons for declining something can be incredibly freeing and helps you focus on what truly matters to you. Story 4. It is better to be completely alone and find good friends or a romantic partner than to keep the toxic ones just because you love them so much. Everyone is toxic to a degree and has something to work on. This doesn't give people an excuse to treat you poorly. Don't feel like you are giving up or abandoning someone because they are treating you poorly and you decide to end the friendship or relationship. Story 5. You are going to be disliked by people. That's their problem, not yours. You can only take responsibility for the mistakes you actually make, not the mistakes others think you have. Story 6. It is okay to leave the situation, whether it be a relationship, friendship, or job that isn't working for you. Also, always have glue and duct tape at home. You never know when you are going to need it. Story 7. Everyone's faking it. Yes, even that super confident, capable person you know from work, school, or your friendship circle. So don't feel scared if you are too. The more you do the things you're scared of, the more naturally they'll eventually come to you. That's how anyone and everyone builds competence in anything. So don't make excuses for yourself. Just get on with it. Be okay with being bad at things. Everyone's bad at the start. The real measure of competence is how willing you are to stick things out and slowly improve over time. Obviously, this requires a measure of common sense. If you really hate something, don't force the issue. But the likelihood is you're going to suck at your new hobby, profession, sport, exercise, musical instrument, language, or whatever endeavor you're hoping to pursue. And that's more than just okay. It's natural. Story 8. Spend more time with your parents and grandparents. It's easy to overlook how quickly they're growing older while we're busy with our own lives. One day, their absence will hit harder than you can imagine. Cherish the moments you have with them now before it's too late. Story 9. Save, and then save more. Also, the small stuff isn't worth getting worked up about. And wait for a cooling off period to make any major decisions. Story 10. It's perfectly fine to have a dominant personality as a woman, and if people find you intimidating when you didn't intend for that to happen, that is not a me problem but a they problem. Story 11. Take more risks while young. Don't settle for a job you hate and do it only for the money. Try to find your passion early on so you can enjoy life longer. Story 12. Leave the people immediately if they are really acting that nasty to you. Never think because they are only your best friends or lover that they will stay by your side, or that they will leave you if you do something that is apparently better for your own self. Also, stop seeking too much approval from others in relation to what was mentioned above. Story 13. Sometimes you can put all your effort into a friendship, getting to know them and looking after them. But in reality, it was a friendship of convenience in their eyes. There's nothing wrong with a friendship of convenience, but make sure to set yourself boundaries and know when to spend your energy elsewhere. Story 14. Do that thing you really don't want to do but know that you absolutely should do. And do it now. I can't remember a single occasion where I regret taking the initiative and heading off some incoming problem, but I've lost track of the number of times I've regretted leaving some issue to resolve itself. I'll save you the suspense. They never do. Just deal with that issue whilst you still have the home advantage and prosper. Story 15. Being healthy is expensive, but being unhealthy is just as expensive. You can put in work to keep your health or battle with doctors and medication your whole life. Story 16. As someone who is going in for a deep cleaning today due to receding gums and pockets, take care of your teeth. I didn't, and I am paying the price. Floss. Story 17. Learn to cook and figure out a few healthy meals you can just whip up often. Eat well. Stay hydrated. Move your body and be consistent with it. Wear sunscreen. Spend time outside. Stop rushing. It's okay to slow down. Build savings, but also remember money comes back if you have to spend on anything. Story 18:1. Almost everyone you speak with is completely full of nonsense, even if they don't realize it themselves. 2. Advice only pertains to the person who gave it. Your experience will be different. 3. Successful people are a combination of determined and lucky. Don't let them convince you it was only the latter. Story 19. I feel like some adults still need this advice, but it's okay to be sympathetic towards people. You don't need to constantly compare yourself to others. If someone complains about not getting a good night's sleep, it's okay to say, "Damn, I'm sorry," and move on, instead of interjecting with your own misery. Everyone's life is a little bit sucky, but it's okay to show sympathy even if your life might be objectively suckier. Story 21. Almost everyone you speak with is completely full of it, even if they don't realize it themselves. 2. Advice only pertains to the person who gave it. Your experience will be different. 3. Successful people are a combination of determination and luck. Don't let them convince you it was only the latter. Correction, meant to say former. Determination is important, but you need a lucky break too. Story 21. Unless you are doing things that harm yourself or others, do not change yourself for peer approval. You will never find people who like you for you if you are always pretending to be someone else. I am incredibly introverted but weird and awkward at times. I pretended to be someone who does not do weird things to make friends. But I was not having fun with them, so I stopped pretending and they stopped being my friends. But the friends I have made while being myself know who I am, and they enjoy spending time with that person. I do not know why I ever wanted to be friends with people who did not like the real me. Story 22. It's okay not to be okay. Sometimes anxiety, depression, and drama can overwhelm you and you are not okay. That's okay. Sometimes loss, grief, and sadness are all you feel and you are not okay. That's okay. Sometimes you feel angry at the whole world, your friends, your family, and most of all yourself, and you are not okay. That's okay. Just fight through any way you can and never give up. Find ways to manage and take time if you need it. You might never be perfect, but maybe you can be better than yesterday. Story 23. When you are doing something bold, different, creative, or something the world hasn't seen, and you're deeply unsure but still want to put it out there, do it anyway. Then you are invincible. I turned 35 in 2 days and learned this barely a week ago. It was the hard way with too much self-critique, anxiety, and chaos, and I lost a lot of time. Don't wait this long. Hope this helps someone. Story 24. Blood doesn't equate to obligated commitment. Real friends don't bring you down and talk smack behind your back. They don't call you just when they need you. They are the opposite. They enjoy your company when you are sick, tired, and broke. The world is one big scam. Save and invest at an early age. You can accomplish it all within a short time if you have a solid plan. Fiat currency and taxes are a scam, depreciating value over time. Cash is for spending, assets are to build wealth. Health is real wealth. Laughter is medicine. Media is poison. People get older, tired, unhappy, bored, and lose meaning to life. Most just settle down and have kids because they don't know what else to do and hate being alone/single. We can't all be doctors and lawyers. Our educational, medical, healthcare, and food supply systems are also scams. Story 25. Stand up for yourself regardless of who it is. Push back. Don't let them bully you. It saved me from depression all over again when I got to adulthood. Story 26. Sometimes, just take time for yourself. You will need it just to shut down even from the people around you. Take care of yourself and just do the things you want to do. And don't care if the people around you are upset because of that. Story 27. Really cherish your health. I didn't realize how good I had it until mine started to take a hit. I always made sure to exercise and eat healthily. Felt very happy about my body, but I guess we all have weak areas, And for me, it was my hearing. I got really bad tinnitus recently after having a milder version of it since my early 20s. And I'm only 36. I'd give anything to have my old self back. All the things I worried about growing up now seem so trivial when compared to living with a chronic condition like this and not being able to hear the world as beautifully as I used to. Story 28. Spend more time with your loved ones. You can't get time back. It's a popular sentiment, but it is so very true and it can't be said enough. Mom died in January, and I'd give anything for one more phone call, one more hug. Story 29. As a guy who completely wasted years trying to find someone to love and having that person love me back, I want to give you a piece of advice. Just work on yourself for a few years. That person who loves you will probably show up without you even trying. Not to say you should just seclude yourself, but don't get so focused on other people. Story 30. Pursue your dreams later. For now, focus on earning money. That's what truly matters. Money might not directly buy happiness, but it buys everything that will make you happy. Story 31. It's all about you, your attitude, and your perspective. Nobody can do it for you except you yourself. If you rely on others to determine your disposition, attitude, or mood, it will always be miserable and negative. Story 32. Adults tend to be too hard on themselves. Happiness is a manual operation. You have to actively do things to make yourself happy every day forever. It doesn't come automatically from just living. Believing it does can make you lean unnecessarily hard into coping mechanisms like overeating, religion, and drugs. Not that you shouldn't ever do those things, but moderation, of course. Story 33. Ask 2 questions when you hear something before you react. First, is it true? Second, is it true in context to the reaction you are having? Once I learned critical thinking, I saw the lies that are started and repeated and chose to ignore them. Story 34. The worst thing that could happen when you approach a potential client or suitor is to hear no. The more no's you receive, the more yes will come. Story 35. When people show you who they are through their actions or casual comments they toss out when they don't think you're paying attention, you should believe them. Not every mask hides lies, but many do. Their words are a lot less important when they think you're listening. Story 36. Setting boundaries is really important. It's easy to say yes to too much, whether it's work, friends, or family because you want to help or be liked. But without boundaries, you can get stressed and worn out. It's okay to say no and take care of yourself. Having boundaries helps you stay balanced and be your best in the things that matter most. Story 37. You can't expect anyone to add any value to your day if you are never willing to do the same. This applies to work, friendship, and even just meeting new people.